Hi guys, today we're going to be doing some honey balsamic glazed steak with a broccoli salad, all gluten-free and very low in carbs. So something that'd be really good for a Sunday, and I'll talk to you a little bit about some of the ingredients and why they're important for post-game stuff and recovery. But we're going to have some fun and really sort something really delicious out to have on the barbecue and enjoy for a lunch or even a dinner at some stage. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to get started with the steak because we want to marinate that for as long as we possibly can. And normally in the fridge overnight would be a great option, really get it to sink into the meat. But as long as you feel comfortable, as long as much time as you have really before you throw it on the barbecue or on a griddle pan, which is what we're going to do because it is freezing cold out there today, so we're gonna cook inside. So really simple, we've got our steaks ready to go. Other than that, all we need is balsamic vinegar, some honey, and a nice red onion. So really simple, all we're gonna do is chop up the onion, and then I'll show you how we prepare the rest together. Onions all chopped up, ready to go. Fairly chunky pieces, I'm not too stressed about that because we're not actually gonna be eating much of that, to be honest. Unless you really like them. I don't, so I went with a red onion, so we get a bit more of that sweet kind of taste to it. So chuck that on there, create a little bit of onion. We're putting it into a bit of a sealed Tupperware because I like to be able to shake it around a little bit every couple of hours, or just to make sure that those juices are getting around and it's really mixing into the meat. So really simple. Chuck in the size of that steak, that is just excellent. I do love shopping at Costco. Right, so really simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna chuck the onion straight on, the honey straight onto the meat. All right, on we go. Quite liberal, we want to get a little bit of that sweetness in there, really important because obviously the balsamic's got quite a tart taste to it. So this mixture really levels the two out between each other very nicely. So then we'll just chuck some balsamic over the top of that. Mix that a little bit as we go. All right, and then just flip them around and do the same thing on the other side. So that'll mix the honey in down underneath as well, and with the onion. So there we go. Just a little bit more honey on the top. I'm gonna have to wash this afterwards, but anyway, it's all right. It's Corona time, so I suppose the more we wash, the better, huh? All right, here we go. A bit more honey. Chuck that over there so I don't get it all over the counter. And some more balsamic vinegar over the top. And that's it, really simple. Okay, chuck that all together. All we're gonna do is pop the lid on now, make sure that that's nice and sealed. Okay, crack that there, and as I said, I like to give that a bit of a shake just to make sure that mixes up nicely with all the honey and the balsamic all mixed together nicely. That's leaking all over me, so maybe we should have got a better one to do that one with. Make sure that it's actually sealed before you shake it. But that's the one, so we'll chuck that in the fridge and let that sink in for a little bit before we chuck it on the griddle pan. While that sits and marinades, yummy, can't wait for that steak, it looks so good. We're gonna set up and sort out our salad. Something different. I'm not a big fan of salads at the best of times, but I do like my veggies. So it's nice to throw in a few fruits and veggies and seeds and things together to make something high in protein. That's something that's really gonna be good for us. So what we've got here is I've cut these up nicely. We've got some broccoli. All right, so cut that all nice into little pieces. Got a cup of mayonnaise, some apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper. We've got some cranberries. Now berries are really good antioxidants, as well as really good for our body after I'm gonna cut this right. What I was trying to say there is berries are really good anti-inflammatories as well. So all your berries are really good to have fruit berry breakfast on a Sunday. Maybe we'll shoot that next week, Lisa. A fruit berry breakfast, that'll be good because those are really natural anti-inflammatories that can help your body obviously recover after a big game. Saturday, we got some sunflower seeds. I've probably got too many in there, so we won't use all of those. And then, of course, what's a salad without a bit of bacon? So we'll fry up our bacon first, and then we'll get everything sorted out. Just taking the bacon out of the frying pan there, so it's actually still steaming. We've got our bacon bits ready to go, so that's nice and yummy. So, some of you might be put off by this, but we don't actually cook the broccoli. All I've done is run some hot water over it to make sure that it's clean and rinsed and ready to go. And if you really want to, you can steam it a bit, but try it like this first. You never know, you might like it. It's something a little bit different, and it brings out a little bit of a different taste. Also, your raw vegetables have some more antioxidants and bits and pieces in them. So what we're going to do is we're going to chuck that in there. Really simple to start with. Then we're going to take our mayo, and we're going to chuck 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in there. There's a bit extra just because, you know, why not? There we go. Touch extra because I think I went a little extra on the mayonnaise anyway, because mayonnaise is good. Some salt and pepper in there too. Salt's not coming out, but that's okay. We'll sort that out. There we go. That's better. No, still not coming. Oh, there we go. Some salt coming out. Some Himalayan rock salt, the pink one. Isn't that nice? Bit of salt and pepper in there. That'll be good. Get it all going. So we mix that up. So that thins out the mayo in that one. I've made a mess there, but that's okay. Thanks for highlighting that one, Lise. Appreciate it. Camera woman doing a great job here. All right. So, really simple. Nice and smooth, nice and sorted out there. So what we're gonna do is just gonna chuck that straight over the top to start with. The reason we're putting it over here first is because if we put all the other stuff in before and then we mix it up, the mayonnaise tends to clog with all our other ingredients. So we're just gonna mix that all in, get that all nice and yummy. There we go. Make sure that that's mixed into everything as we go. Oh, that looks so good now. Really easy, and then all we do is just chuck the other ingredients in. So we've gone with a cup. It should probably be half a cup of cranberries, but I really like cranberries, so I'm going for a full cup of cranberries. So we'll chuck those in. I probably got too many of these in, so it should be about 1/3 of a cup of sunflower seeds. So we'll just chuck some of those in there. We'll leave a few in the back there. And then obviously our bacon bits. What I'm actually going to do is put the bacon bits over the top so that it looks a bit schmick at the end. So I'm only going to put half of those in to start with. Yeah. Leave some to finish it off. And all we're going to do is just mix that up all together. Just try and get that mayo to cover off over the top of that. And that's pretty much how that's going to finish off. So make sure you can see all those yummy cranberries and bits of bacon. They're not hiding at the bottom. They're a bit heavy, so they tend to hide at the bottom. Make sure you're digging them out and getting them up over the top there. And that's our salad ready to go. Smells pretty good. I'm just going to put a few bits of bacon over the top just to entice everybody to that salad. There we go.
Yep.
Nice and warm now, ready to go. So all we're going to do is pick out which piece of meat you want. Oh, look how good that is as a big chunk of meat. So we're going to go just 2 of these here now for lunch. You can use any kind of steak you really want. We've gone with sirloin here. Normally I use a fillet steak, but we'll get that going. So we're going to go for, because it's so thick, we're going to go 8 minutes on one side and 4 minutes on the other. All right, really simple. Just going to chuck those on there and let that go for 8 minutes. Too easy. So a few camera issues there. We've already turned these a couple of times, but that's okay. These things happen. Right, so we actually turned the heat down a bit because the honey in the glaze was starting to burn a little bit. But anyway, so we've had 8 minutes. We're just going to flip them over here now. I'll flip them again, but anyway. Flip them over. We'll do 4 minutes on the other side. And that's really starting to smell delicious as we go there. Don't worry about the little black bits. That's just the sugar and the honey that's starting to burn up a little bit. It's not going to change anything about the taste or anything like that. So 4 minutes on the other side, and all we're going to do is just take these off now and let them rest. So we'll bring them off the heat. Really important. What happens to meat when it cooks is the pieces of the meat all get really tight as they heat up and get really hot. So we just let it relax now. That'll allow the meat to soften and be a little bit easier to eat and get in. So just give it about 2 minutes relaxing there on the plate, and then we'll dish up the rest and have some lunch. Steaks have been resting for a couple of minutes now, so what we're going to do is grab some of that salad, chuck that on there. Alright, so we'll get those ready to go, nice and easy, make that look nice and presentable. Get a bit more green on there because I got a bit excited with all the other accessories. Just make sure that's ready to go. And we'll have a quick look and see what that steak ended up looking like. So let's just slice that open. And that is just perfect. My mouth is watering. So that's a good one this week. Gluten-free, low fat, and obviously really good because there's high proteins in it. So to have on a Sunday after a Saturday night game and a big night, we really need our bodies to recover after that. So getting some proteins in and getting those anti-inflammatory berries and things like that in your system, really good for you. So jump into that, enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it. So have some fun.